Till in 2026, there are MCQs. Which of the following statements is true? The first generation compressors are built with transistors. ENIAC is second generation. ENIAC 1G, the 2G, the නැත්නම් ඊට කලින්ද 1G, right? It is using vacuum tubes. ENIAC, right? ENIAC, EDVAC, ඔය ඔක්කොම යන්නේ 1G transistors නෙමෙයි, vacuum tubes. Then Adaugisa Lovelace, the inventor of the analytical engine. Is she the one who invented it? No, Babbage, what she did was wrote programs. Right? Then Alan Turing is considered as the first computer programmer. That is Lovelace. Then the first calculating device believed to be as abacus. That's a perfect answer. And now for the first one, 5 is the answer. Which of the following is a component of the CPU? ROM inside the CPU, the outside. RAM outside. ALU, yes. L3 cache outside. Which cache is inside? L1 cache is inside. Ilangata power supply unit, no, answer has to be the 3. The content stored is read by using optical technology. What is optical? Light, laser. Which one is it? CD, DVD, Blu-ray. And what is the answer? Fourth one, compact disc. Anitya nikan kiyagana yanna. Flash memory. What is the technology? Flash memory is based on microchips. Ilang ekkana floppy disk. Magnetic. Floppy disk is based on magnetism. Magnetic tape, kohomat magnetic. Hard disk, still magnetic, right? Hard disk is also based on magnetic concept. CD, compact disc is going to be optical. 26. Consider the following statements about DRAM. I DRAM. Periodic refreshing is required. Oh, DRAM need to be refreshed. Registers in the processor are made up of DRAM. No. Then C, memory density of DRAM is higher than SRAM. O, density in DRAM is higher. Then answer has to be A and C. Both one is the answer. 35. Which of the following statements is correct with respect to scanner? Scanner is a software. Software is a scanner is a software. Scanner is a hardware. Scanner is an output device. No. The optical character reader software is an essential component of the scanner. What is OCR? What is job of the OCR? Convert image files into document files. Here we have the hard copy with text that is going to be scanned through the scanner and goes to the computer as a image file. Want to make image up. Then we apply OCR to convert that image into a document file. And OCR will convert image into document. That's the point. Then, is this OCR software compulsory for the scanner or optional? Optional. Scanner is converting hard copies into soft copies. That's an optional work. And veradi. OCR is a software essential to the computer. No. And is an input device to the computer. That's perfect. Scanners are used to store moving pictures in digital form. What are moving pictures? Videos. Scanner doesn't do anything with videos. On 2016. Then 2017. 2017, the other year. Who proposed the stored program concept? Stored program concept is introduced by von Neumann. Which of the following components is generally seen outside the CPU? What is outside the CPU? Inside the CPU. This time outside the CPU. RAM is the one which is outside the CPU. Registers are still inside it. L1 cache, ALU, all are inside it. Fourth one. Which of the following is another name for web publishing? That's something strange. Web publishing means publishing a website into the internet. So they say that as an individual, I want to maintain a website to introduce my classes, class schedules, tutorials. I want to publish a website. Then I can code it. We will know that we have to code the web page using HTML, and it is still in my computer. Once it is inside the computer, can everyone in the world access that? No, I want to make it available for the internet. How do I? That's called as web publishing. The website is there with me. I want to make it available for the people. We learn the steps. So you have to hire a web server, then storing there, have a domain name, many more things have to be done. ඉතර ඕනේ. එහෙනම් ඒකටම අපි කියනවා web hosting කියලා කියනවා. Learn those terms. Web hosting, web publishing. So they are the terms referring to this making a website available for the user. පොඩි ඉරක් ගාලා ලියගන්නකො. Another name for web publishing with a hyphen, right? Making a web page available, making a web page available for the internet users, called as web hosting, web publishing. Okay. And in this case, the answer is online publishing. Fifth one, which of the following secondary storage device is generally considered to provide fast access data? CD, DVD, internal hard disk, tape, and floppy. Out of the given, which is slowest? දුන්නගේ slowest ම කවුද? Tape is the slowest. ඊළඟට slowest කවුද? Floppy is there, CD is there, DVD is there, internal hard disk. What is the next slowest? Floppy. What is the next slowest? ඔය arrange කරගන්න. ඊළඟට CD and DVD and internal hard disk. What is it? CD is the next slowest. After that, DVD. Next is internal hard disk. So hard disk is the fastest, then DVD, CD, floppy, and tape. The thing here is DVD and CD both are optical, but CD was the firstly invented gadget. Later DVD came. And the recent one has more features. DVD අලුතෙන්මනේ ආවේ. නම් ඒකේ more features තියෙනවා. It's faster than the CD. Floppy කොහොමද slow, tape හොඳටම slow. Then a hard disk is the fastest among the given. But RAM තියෙනවා ඊළඟට cache is there, they are faster than this. Then for the fifth answer is going to be the 3. Question number 6. Which of the following is usually used to boot up personal computer? Malware, adware, ransomware, liveware. What is it? Liveware are the people. Then malware, adware, ransomware are malicious programs. All are malware, right? ඔය තුනම. Malware කියන්නේ කොහොමත් malware නේ. Adware is also a harmful program, showing advertisements to you, right? We'll discuss that in detail. Adware වලින් කරන්නේ it gives you ads onto the screen, destroy, annoying us. ඊළඟට ransomware is they will get the control over the computer. Attacker will get the control, so we don't have any control over the computer then onwards. So we have to pay a amount and things like that. Now ඔය දෙකම harmful program, right? Just to take that, adware is displaying advertisements or adverts. Ransomware is taking the control of the computer. Ransomware taking the control of the computer. The liveware are the people. Usually used to boot up the computer is firmware. We know that firmware in the computer is the boot up process. Then which of the following is the main use of CMOS? CMOS, when will that CMOS comes into the computer operations? Related to the boot up. The boot up එක ඉස්සරෝම රන්නේ මොකද්ද? What is the first program to run in boot up? CMOS ද, BIOS ද, POS ද මොකද්ද? Initially, BIOS is going to be executed. ඊළඟට power on self test. ඊළඟට CMOS and then goes to the OS. Then the job of the CMOS is what? Holding the user defined settings. So it can be updated, unlike these two. These two are stored into a ROM where no one can update. But CMOS are stored into a CMOS memory, which is based on the battery power. So that you can configure, you can set your own data. So then use of the CMOS is to store user-defined settings. That's a CMOS up. And OS will be the control of the computer. All right. Then what is the use of the CMOS? And keeping input for processing. That is the RAM. Holding instructions for operations, still RAM. Providing space for loading the OS, ekat RAM. Retaining information output, ekat RAM. Keeping basic input output system settings. Underline the word settings there. Keeping basic input output system settings. That means your configurations for boot up process. That's the job. And 7th answer is going to be the 5. 12. On motherboard used to expand the functionality of the computer, which of the following is the most appropriate to fill in the blank in the above statement? So now they talk about the motherboard. What is motherboard? The main circuit board of the computer. So even our laptop, desktop, we have it. So this is the main circuit board where we connect the CPU into this. CPU has to be plugged into the circuit board. Even we will plug the RAM into this. Sometimes we may plug many other equipments into this. That's what the nature of the motherboard. It's a main circuit board connecting all the components. Even the hard disk fixed externally, but the cables will be connected to the motherboard. Right? Then they say that the motherboard is used to expand the functionality of the computer. This feature will support the expansion. What is that? Slots. Now simply the place to plug the RAM, not only one slot given, there are multiple slots were given in the motherboard. And now you may plug one RAM here, which is of 8 GB. And if you buy another 8 GB, you can plug that into this slot. Even there are many other slots to connect the storage. Now one slot is occupied by the available hard disk. If you buy one another hard disk, you can connect that in that particular slot. We consider slots as a feature to expand the function. There are multiple slots available, not only one. Slot එකයි නේ slots ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. ඒක එකයි අපි occupy කරන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. Later if you have money, you may buy further and connect them. So the answer has to be the slots in it. ඔය තේරෙන විදිහට දාගන්න. slot කියන්නේ the places where we connect separate equipments into the computer. Now this is a motherboard available. And then 38. Which of the following statements is correct? Application software load applications into the main memory. Application software loads applications into the main memory. No, what is the correct version then? OS loads application into the main memory. Operating system is loading applications. Operating system is loading the softwares into the computer. Right? Not the applications. OS will do the loading. Oh, update කරගන්න ඕන. Update කියන්නේ. That's the correct version, right? And this statement is wrong. Again, application software තමයි applications load කරන්නේ නෑ නේ. Operating system is a controller නේ. So OS is loading the applications into the memory. That's the correct version of the first statement. Somehow first is wrong. The programs stored in ROM are known as system software. Programs stored in ROM are known as system. No, that's a boot up firmware, right? Program stored in ROM is called as firmware. The system software supports data communication between peripheral devices. ඒක හරි ටිකක් නේ. ඇයි ඒ? In the computer, if you go for the operating system, we know that that's controlling all the works of the computer. And the flow of the computer and the peripherals is still being controlled by the OS. ඒ OS එකනේ ඔක්කොම control කරන්නේ. This is also controlled by the OS. What do they say? System software in the sense OS here, right? OS එක system එකක් නේ. System software supports data communication between peripherals. It supports data communication. OS එක කියලා හිතන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඕනනම් මෙතන හිතන්න පුළුවන් device driver කියලා හිතන්නත් පුළුවන්. Whenever you have the driver, it will support the communication between the peripherals and the computer. ඒකත් හරිනේ. Device driver peripheral එක communicate කරනවා driver එක හරහා. නැත්නම් OS එක කියලා කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. Somehow it's correct. Utility software generally stored in ROM. නෑ. Digital software incorporated washing machines. Which is incorporated washing machine? Firmware. Certain software attached to the hardware. Washing machine has firmware. And our answer for 38 is going to be the third. 39. Consider the following data input devices. Which of the above devices can be used as input data more efficiently? On-screen keyboard, virtual keyboard. Is that efficient in entering data? Why we don't feel the touch of the keys? It's not efficient. Barcode reader, yes, it keeps reading the data accurately and faster. Then a magnet card reader, when you swipe it, the details will be read, having no errors. B and C are the answers. Then the second paper question, explain what will happen during the boot up process of the computer. Then what you need to say that? You have to mention the steps of booting up. Then how do you mention that? First, BIOS, basic, input, output, system, executes, and what is it doing? BIOS it arranges the communication among the components of the computer. It set up the basic environment, right? Executes to arrange the initial, basic, communication among the devices of the computer on the first phase. What is the second phase? Then host is executed. What is it doing? Then host, power on, self-test is executed to check whether the basic components are working properly. After that, CMOS will get executed. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor to load the user defined settings. Oh no, with it leave and don't make. The question says that explain, not to list, right? Question tag explain kela. You must say explain each and every step in detail. Then is that after that CMOS complementary metal oxide semiconductor executes to load user defined settings and start the OS accordingly. It was one more statement has to be written. For this one, they'll allocate marks. After starting the OS will take the control over the computer. That has to be written. For that one, they'll allocate 1 mark. Steps are BIOS, host, CMOS. From the settings, OS will be loaded. After this, 2 marks will be given. 1 mark will be given Then the OS takes the control of the computer. For this, there should be one more mark to be allocated. ඔය විදිහටම ලියවෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. You can't write it practically, but you have to have the understanding what to do. The question says that explain, then you must mention the steps and explain each and every step roughly. What does it do? දැන් මේ වගේ writing answers ටික ලියා ගන්න පුතේ notebook එක use කරන්න. ආ ලැජ්ජ වෙන්න එපා. ඔයාගේ පොතක් නේ ඕක. ඔයක කැත වෙයි යන්නේ හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ඕක බලලා කවුරුත් ලකුණු දෙන්නේ නැහනේ. ඒක පොතේ ඔයා ලියා ගන්න. දැන් 2018 මේක question number එක මේක මෙන්න මේ page එකේ තිබ්බ question වලට උත්තරේ මේකයි කියලා පොතේ ලියන්න. නැත්නම් ওই tute එක අස්සේ ගහන්න ගියපුවම කෙලව ගන්නවා ආයේ. මෙලෝ මිනිහට කියවන්න බෑනේ tute කුඹි කකුල කරගෙන ලියන්නේ. වතුර බින්දුවක් අතට ඉච්චාම ඕක මොඳ වෙලා යනවා ඉවරයිලා. 2018. Question number 4, part A. Consider the following diagram which shows how the abstract layer of computer systems are related. Then what is that? Now you may understand this. Now there are words given: a compiler, computer hardware, liveware, OS, system application programs. Now they are known to us, right? ඒ වචන අපි දන්නවනේ. You have to attach them into the given layers. දැන් බලන්න මොකද්ද මේකේ තියෙන scene එක කියලා. Here we have user 1, here we have user 2, user 3 and user 4 are there. User n වෙනකන් යනවා. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑනේ. Then there are layers labeled here. දැන් මේක study කරන්න. Under the first layer, they say that second user is interacting with assembler. ඊළඟ එකන word processor. ඊළඟ එකන database system. And then we have to label what this is. හරි. Then what are these word processing software, database softwares? What are they as a full category? They are application softwares, but assembler is going to be a system software falling under the language translator. එහෙනම් is this going to be both application system? එහෙම උත්තරයක් තියෙනවද බලන්න. System/application program. So that's one layer. So this particular layer, that means this is labeled as D. D නෙමෙයි B නේ. So B is completely called as system/application software. Right. Then what would be A available? Isn't that either an application or system software? එහෙම එකක් තියෙනවද බලන්න ඕකේ. Compiler, computer hardware, liveware, operating system. Then what can this be? You can mark this as OS or compiler. Which one is better? OS the compiler. Whether assembler කියලා එකකුත් තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් set වෙන්නේ compiler වගේ ගතියක් නෙන්නේ. හරි. Then this is going to be the compiler. Then what are the other two layers? I said this earlier, right? So then regarding our normal arrangement of the computer, whenever the OS comes, මෙහෙම drawing එකක් මම දීලා ඇති කලින්. Here we have the user. User deals with the application. A application softwares are serving to the user. Users are working with applications. For the applications to get execute, they should work with the CPU and the RAM. CPU and the RAM are hardware. Now here we have CPU, ඊළඟට RAM. All together we call them as hardware. Can application software, Word, Excel directly access the CPU, RAM, or they are under the control of the OS? OS is controlling all this. Now OS should come in between application softwares as well as the available hardware. Isn't that what they want? එහෙනම් මොකද්ද මේ layer එක? This is going to be the OS layer. This is going to be the hardware layer. Correct? So then that's the entire flow that they are describing. Hope that you understood it. Okay, ඕන දේවල් තියෙනවා නම් ඔයාලට තේරෙන දේවල් තියෙනවා ඔයා ලියා ගන්න. pencil එකකින් හරි pen එකකින් හරි. මොකක්ද ඇයි මෙහෙම වෙන්න හේතුව කියලා. මේකම application system හන්දා මෙයා compiler කියලා දැම්මේ. ඇයි මෙතන assembler කෙනෙක් ඉන්න හන්දා. OS එක තමයි control කරන්නේ applications උයි hardwareයි. So since it is controlling, it should come in between the application as well as the hardware. Really here hardware in the sense CPU, RAM, they are the hardware focused into this. Then now question 18. Consider the following statements. Which of the above statements are correct? Word size of the computer of bits processed by the CPU of a computer is in a single action. Then that's another part where I didn't cover that earlier. මේක අහගන්න විසරෝ. Word size. ඔහොම එකක් මම කරලා නැහැ ඔය කලින්. We know the clock speed of the computer. What is clock speed? CPU speed. That is measured using hertz. Simply number of instructions executed per second. If my clock speed is somewhere like 3 hertz, it can execute 3 instructions per second. ඕක අපි හොඳටම දන්නවනේ. එහෙනම් this is the CPU. We may send an instruction, maybe 7 plus 3, maybe 91 into 5, maybe 131 divided by 5. Now there are 3 instructions. To execute these 3, it will take 1 second. If there are 6 instructions, how long will it take? 6 instructions, how long will it take? 2 seconds. 6, we need to have 2 seconds. Word size means, whenever we send an instruction to the CPU, whenever you send an instruction, should the instruction be sent in this decimal format, English format, or ones and zeros? Ones and zeros digital ni. Me okkoma yanona ones and zeros wali. Then whatever your instruction should be prepared into ones and zeros, and they should be reached by the CPU to do the execution. Ehena word size means the maximum number of ones and zeros per instruction. You understand that? Ekka instruction ekkata how much of ones and zeros, how much of bits can be taken at maximum per instruction is called as a word size. Correct? Standard word size are of 32-bit word size. That means one instruction can be fed with 32 ones and zeros. My CPU speed may be 3 hertz. Are they the same or different? CPU speed and the word size, same or different? CPU speed කියන එකයි word size කියන එකයි same ද different ද? නිකන් කිරිහොදී බෝල්ට් නැයි වගේ නේද? ඇයි ඒ? CPU speed වලින් මොකද කියන්නේ? How many instructions are executed per second? එක second එකේදී calculations කීයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්? ඊළඟට word size කියේ මොකද්ද? එක instruction එකක් කොච්චර size ද කියලානේ කියන්නේ. ඒ දෙන සමානයිද වෙනස්ද? different නේ. මූ කියන්නේ speed එකක් ගැන. මූ කියන්නේ එක එකගේ size එක ගැන. හරිනේ? එක instruction එකක් කොච්චර ලොකුයිද? එහෙනම් if my computer is of 32-bit word size and the clock speed is going to be 5 hertz, what is the meaning of it? I have a CPU which is of 5 hertz clock speed and the word size 32 bit. What is 32-bit word size then? Into that CPU, one instruction can take 32 ones and zeros. At the same time, that CPU can execute 5 instructions per second. And the modern CPUs are of 64-bit word size. Word size of the modern latest compressor of 64-bit word size. Now, one instruction can have 64 ones and zeros. Now, which processor, which CPU gives you better performance? 32-bit word size, 64-bit word size. I 64 when in one I can say lots of things. Make a 64 පුළුවන් අර වගේ double the instructions කියන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් අපි ඕගොල්ලෝ කට්ටයින් මට වැඩිය. එහෙම නේද? ඔව්. එතන මොකද වෙන්නේ? දැන් මෙතන 32 පුළුවන්. මෙතන 64 පුළුවන්. ඒතර 64 පුළුවන් නම් මොකද ඕගොල්ලෝ කරන වැඩේ? දැන් මට මේ ගණන් දෙකම හදා ගන්න ඕන. වෙනද මං instructions දෙකක් විදිහට දෙන්නේ. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ මොකද කරන්නේ? කට්ට හන්දා. මු 64 පුළුවන්ලු. එහෙනම් දෙකම එකට ලෝඩ් කරන්න බැයිද? පළවෙනි එකට දාන්න ගියේ bit 12යි නම් මේකට යන්නේ bit 25යි නම් දැන් instructions දෙකක් විදිහට දෙන්න ඕන දෙකම එකට ගහලා මට යවන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකනේ. මම වගේනේ. හරි. Then whenever the bit size is or the word size is longer, we can load much more things into one instruction. Then efficiency of the CPU would be higher. Correct? Then these both of them are two parameters, but defining the performance of the CPU. දෙකෙන්ම කරන්නේ performance එක තමයි describe කරන්නේ, but in two different ways. Correct? Like not word size. ඔයා මං කලින් කරේ නැත්තේ හේතුවක් හන්දා. දැන් තේරුණානේ? ඔය කලින් කරා නම් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි ඒ? එක කාලයක් තිබ්බනේ දැන් මාව එපා වෙලා තිබ්බ කාලයක්. මේක ආව ගමන් hardware, software, input device, output device ගාන කාලයක් තිබ්බනේ. මම බලන්න නැත්නම් අප්පිරියා ඉන්නේ. ඒ කාලේ ඕකත් කරා නම් ඕකත් ඒ ගොඩේ තමයි ඉන්නේ. හරියන්නේ. Word size, right? Word size. Clock speed of the CPU. Clock speed of the CPU. Clock speed of the CPU is defined as the number of instructions executed per second. Number of instructions executed per second. Which defines how fast the CPU execution is. How fast the CPU execution is. Measured in hertz. දන්න එකක් නේ ආයෙ ලිව්වේ ඈ. Measured in hertz. Next point down. Word size is the maximum number of bits. Word size is the maximum number of bits within my side ones and zeros. Maximum number of bits within my say ones and zeros, which can be used for a single instruction. Next point. The standard word sizes are 32 bits so that maximum 32 ones and zeros can be handled in a single instruction. Explain. The latest CPUs are of 64-bit word size. Covering maximum 64 ones and zeros per instruction, so that more information can be mentioned in a single instruction. Then leave an example here for this one. Make it word size high, clock speed then this arrangement, right? So leave space for this to be drawn. It's there in the group. Now we'll go to the question. 2018. Then uttare ganna balan. Hakal kiyala ganna. You all can do it. I don't need to help you. Get it? Question number 4. A word size is a number of bits processed by the CPU of a computer in a single action. Harida? Ek harini? In a single action, how many bits are there? Data bus width and the register width are directly related to the word size of the computer. Data bus width and the register width. Data bus width in the sense, now here we have the CPU. Now CPU should get instructions from the RAM. I'll throw this somewhere like this. From the RAM, we have to send instructions to the CPU. So when you send one instruction, if the word size is 32 bit, that instruction should carry 32 ones and zeros. And the width of the data bus, it should have 32 cables. In a single instruction, I want to send 32 ones and zeros. එක pulse එකක් යනකොට ඒකේ signals ones and zeros 32ක් යන්න ඕන. That is the width of the data bus. තේරුණාද? මේ තඩි කේබල් එකේ කම්බි 32ක් තියෙන්න ඕන. එතකොට තමයි එක සිග්නල් එකක් යද්දී මේ 32 මේක 1.1.32ක් යනවා. මම හිතන්නේ තේරෙනවා. So this is called as the data bus width. How wide the data bus is. How many bits can be carried at a time. So data bus width, then කියන්නේ data bus width and the register width. Inside the CPU we have the register. Register should also be handling 32 bits per instruction. Now width of the register, width of the data bus should be of the word size. Otherwise those can't be handled in the CPU. And that's also correct. C means word size of the modern general purpose computer 32 and 64 still fine. And answer is all fine. ඊළඟ question number 12. ඔය ඕන දේවල් දාගන්න පුතේ. මේක තමයි width එක කියලා කියන්නේ. Data bus width should also be 32. At a single instance we have to send ones and zeros in this manner. Then which of the following commonly list the given computer storage components in descending order of access speed? What is descending? Highest to lowest. Fastest should be on top. What are the fastest? Fastest to smallest action speed decking descending. Register, cache, main memory. Isn't that the fourth? Lazy. Then 13, consider the following memory types. Which of the above are volatile? Volatile means whenever you switch off, data will get erased. CMOS, එහෙම නෑ. Cache memory, yes. Then flash memory. What is flash? Microchip based secondary storage. Pen drive, memory cards. Are they volatile? And when you save it, that will be there. ඊළඟට hard disk, still not. RAM, yes. Register, yes. BEF. Fourth one is the answer. Then 14. Not 14, sorry, 18. Consider the Voyager for landing human being on the surface of the moon for the first time in 1969. The entire event was broadcast on the Radio Sri Lanka by several commentators based on the Sri Lanka and USA. Which of the following events relates to the highest value of the information? Value of information, what is it? That landing onto the moon, what is the climax? When the rocket leaves the gravitational weekend, counting down for the launching of the rocket that carried into the space shuttle. Is not yet left. Is that the highest value of the information? The highest value will be whenever the people have landed into the moon. Cricket match එකත් highest position එකනේ toss එක දාද්දි නෙවෙයිනේ. match එක ගහලා win කරා කියලා දැනගත්ත වෙලාවනේ peak එක තියෙන්නේ. නම් මේකෙත් එහෙම තමයි. Then what is the answer? The moment, the fourth one, the astronaut Neil Armstrong has placed his first step onto the surface of the moon. That's the place where we have the highest value. Then 19. Consider the following statements related to the development of the computer over the time. Then both processing speed and the power consumption of the computer have been increased. Processing speed has been increased with the power consumption. Correct or wrong? English correct or wrong? Wrong. ඇයි ඔව් correct ලු ඇයි ඊව පල්ලා හොඳට both processing speed both කියලා කියනවා දෙන්නෙක් ලුවා processing speed and the power consumption have increased. Processing speed එක increase වෙනවද over the time? ඔව් power consumption එක increase වෙනවද? power consumption කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? උන් කරන් කනවා කියන එකනේ. power consumption is high. එහෙමද? අලුත් machines වල හෙන්නට power consume කරනවද නැත්නම් ආද energy efficient? Both are not correct. First is correct. Power saving is increasing. අලුත් එකේ power save කරන එකනේ කරන්නේ. ඒකනේ laptop එකෙම හැදෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් first is out. Processing speed of the computer has increased while the physical size of the computer is decreased. Processing speed increase, physical size reduces. ඒක හරිනේ. Going to get compact. Then both power consumption and the physical size of the computer have been reduced. Power consumption එක අඩු වෙනවා, physical size එකත් අඩු වෙනවා. එහෙනම් B and C. 20th. Consider the following statements. Which of the above statements are valid? Providing the personal information of customers stored in a computer by vehicle service center to an insurance agent is an issue related to the privacy. මොකද ඔය කියන්නේ? මෙන්න vehicle service එක මෙන්න insurance company එක insurance company agent කෙනෙක් ඔය කියන්නේ. මොකද මේ කියන්නේ? Providing the personal information of customers. Service center එකේ customers ලා ඉන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ personal details customers stored in a computer providing personal information of customers stored in a computer to a vehicle service center to an insurance agent is an issue. Customers lage details තියෙනවා service center එකේ ඒවා insurance agents ලට දෙනවා. ඒක issue එකක්ද නැද්ද? issue එකක්නේ. ඇයි? They are maintaining personal details of customers. My contact number, my payment details, they are my personal details provided to the service center. If they give them to some other parties without the knowing of the customer, isn't that illegal? ඕනේ. ඒ මගේ privacy එක මගේ details service center එකේ තියෙනවා. ඒ ටික වෙන කාටට දීපුවාම ඌ ඒවා misuse කරනවානේ. ඇත්තටම insurance කතන්දරේ අපි දන්නවනේ මම කලිනුත් කියලා දෙයි. Then whenever they get the contact details, they'll start harassing the people. අනේ මහත්තයා insurance දාමු ඔයා හෙට මරුණොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඔහොමනේ කතන්දරේ ඊළඟට. ජීවිතය අනිත්‍ය පැහැදිලි කරනවානේ කතා කර ඒගොල්ලෝ. ඉතින් that's annoying us, right? Then legally there's an issue. What is that legal rule to cover this event? Copyright law, the Data Protection Act. Data Protection Act. So it is protecting the personal details of the people. Right? Then that's true for the 20th. Providing the personal details is an issue. Yes. Being providing single copy of a single user license software to another party is a privacy issue related to the copyright. So I got a single license software. I'm going to give that to someone else. Isn't that an issue? Yes. That's again software licensing, and that's also true. See, unauthorized access to another person's computer is both illegal and unethical. Oh, accessing someone else's computer is illegal as well as not ethical as well. That's true. And now all are correct. 50th, consider the following statements. Which of the above are correct? BIOS is an example of application software. BIOS application, that's a firmware. Utility software is an example of firmware. Utility? No, that's a system software. Spyware is an example of malware. Yes. C only. That goes for 3 as the answer. Now 2019. Which of the following made significant contribution to the growth of ICT? Exponent progress of the semiconductor technology paving the way of low-cost hardware. What is this semiconductor technology? So the semiconductor is the raw material used to make transistors, ICs, CPUs, microchips. Semiconductor is very important raw material for the ICT world. So development of semiconductor will make highly performing CPUs, highly performing microchips. Then isn't that leading to the better development of the ICT? Yes. Point at the paper again. Semiconductor used to manufacture transistors, microchips. Semiconductor used to manufacture transistor, microchips. And that's going to be true, ne? Semiconductor use karanne transistors, microchips hadan. Then exponential progress of semiconductor technology paving the way for low cost hardware. ඒක develop වෙන්න hardware වල cost එක අඩු වෙනවා. Introduction to user friendly software and interface of computers. User friendly softwares will improve the ICT field. User friendly means people can access that easily. Then merge of component communication technology to produce smart and mobile devices. Merge of communication technologies, wireless internet, wireless networks to produce smart and mobile devices. That's still reaching ICT for humans a lot. All are the answers. 5 is the answer. Then 19. In the memory hierarchy diagram given, which of the following represents? A is above the cache memory. Then above the cache memory, it should be registers, isn't that? A can registers when they pay. Then processor registers. Ilangata cache is there. After the cache, what should it be? Solid state now, it should be RAM, right? Yes. And RAM, it was a magnetic hard disk. Isn't that 3 becomes the answer? 32. That is right. Fastest is register, then cache, then RAM, hard disk, CD, likewise it goes down. Ilangata 32. The diagram shows the variation of the value of information with time for 5 events in a single mission. So, golden rule. Then there are events somewhere like this, then somewhere like this, somewhere like this is called as P, Q, R, and here we have some other thing called as S as well as T. Only the events P, Q, R comply with golden rule. P, Q, R with golden rule match ne mundena nallu. Ehmada? Then all are following the golden rule, right? Golden rule kiwe at the time we release the information, the highest value is there. Exponentially it reduces. Hari ne me? Me event එක ගත්තාම මෙහෙම අඩු වෙනවා. By that time we don't need to compare with the others. cross උනත් එකයි නැතත් එකයි. Then event S has the highest demand and needs to be facilitated with highest technical resources. S කියන එකනට higher demand එකක් තියෙනවා. මොකද demand කසන්දරේ. Which event has the highest value? S. This is the value column නේ. value එක වැඩිලු. value එක වැඩි නම් මොකද demand එක? What is demand? ඉල්ලුමනේ. ඉල්ලුම වැඩි වෙන්නේ මොකේදද? ඉල්ලුම වැඩි වෙනකොට value එක වැඩි වෙනවනේ. මේගොල්ලෝගෙත් එහෙමනේ. නේද? ඉල්ලුම වැඩි වෙනකොට ගැට්ට වැඩි. Demand and the value goes parallel, right? Value and the demand. So when the demand is higher, then මැණික් ගන්නකො. මගේ මැණික. So then gems are rare resources නේ. rare හන්ද their demand is higher නේ. එතකොට ඒවා වෙන value. හැබැයි යකඩ කැල්ලක් ගත්තාම පාරෙන් පයින් ගහම යකඩ කැල්ල උන්තරන් තියෙනවනේ පාරේ ඇටච් එකක්. ඒවට එච්චර value එකක් නැහැ. They are readily available, right? But then they don't have a higher demand since everywhere we can get it. එහෙනම් මේකත් එහෙම තමයි. Now this has a higher value. ඒකනේ මේ කියන්නේ. golden rule එකෙන් කියන්නේ value එක පුතේ ඈ. මේ access එකේ value එක මෙහි time තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර value එක වැඩිලු. මුගේ value එක වැඩි කියන්නේ ඒකගේ demand එක මොකද්ද? වැඩි කියන එකයි. Otherwise this is not representing the demand, right? Rule says value. Since the value is higher, we can say that demand is high. හරි. Then 32, event S has the highest demand. Event S has the highest value, so that it has the highest demand and needs to be facilitated with highest technical resources. එයාගේ demand එක වැඩි හන්දා it should be facilitated with higher technical resources. Fine නේ. It's required. Then අනිත් එක ගන්නකො දැන් ක්‍රිකට් මැච් ගහනකොට මේ දවස්වල මම නම් බලන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලනවානේ. ක්‍රිකට් මැච් වලට හරි demand එකක් තියෙනවලුනේ. ඒකනේ live දෙනවා, YouTube දෙනවා, උඩ බලාගෙන phone එකේ බලනවා, පාර යනකොට බලනවා, TV එකෙත් බලනවා, කෑ ගහනවා. ඉතින් ඒකට technical resource ගොඩාක් දීලා තියෙනවානේ. දැන් අපේ ඉස්කෝලේ තිබ්බත් මොකක් හරි event එකක්. නිකන් හිතන්නකෝ ICT day එක තිබ්බා කියලා. ඕක live දෙනවද ලංකාව පුරාවටම? වැඩක් නැහැනේ. හරි. හැබැයි මේ ඡන්ද කේස් එක ඒක higher value එකක් තියෙනවා since it has a higher demand. එහෙනම් they are being facilitated with higher technical resources. එහෙනම් that's also true here. එහෙනම් 32 A is correct, B is correct. No, A is wrong. Sorry. Then the value of the event can be determined reasonably using the demand for the information about the particular event. හරිනේ. Value of the event can be reasonably considered with the demand. හරිනේ. Value එක එන්නේ demand එකත් එක්ක තමයි. ඒකත් හරි. එහෙනම් B and C are the answers going to be the fourth. Then 2020 MCQs. Computer processor will operate fastest when the data that it wants is processor will operate fastest data cache, hard disk, tape, main. What is it? While it is in the cache නේ. Register තියෙනවා register තමයි උත්තරය. So the first one is the answer. Second one, which of the following hardware components will lose data when the power is turned off? Volatile මොනවද කියලා නහන්නේ ඔය. Register is it? O. Cache memory? Yes. Main memory? Yes. What is main memory? RAM නේ. එහෙනම් all are volatile. Computer has evolved from early mainframes to relatively smaller smart devices with high computing power. which of the following inventors contribute to the reduce the physical size of computers? Bus, ICs, registers, solid state. What is it? Integrated circuits. So they are packing with many more ICs into that. Registers gattahama, register is essential. They don't contribute to make it smaller. Solid state, that's only the storage, right? Vacuum tubes, no. Then answer has to be the second there. Angle you thought maybe the wrong. Consider the following diagram connecting computer systems. Hardware part within the labeled A inside the CPU. Now they have given you a CPU here. Inside that, a certain part A is there. That's a part of the computer. Then what is that? In this case, yes, then we didn't do that yet. That has to be the fourth one is the answer, right? MMU. Not controlling it, not ALU, nothing. Fourth. Take a OS in a kayla. Take pass exam. Take a marker like the pass like the balance. 21. Which of the following pairs contains type of software that are different with respect to ownership? Ownership, what is it? Proprietary and open source. Different opposite in owner. Proprietary means owned software. Open source is free from ownership. And answer is going to be the third. You understand that, right? Which of the following pairs contain type of software that different with respect to license and ownership? Ownership and license opposite in owner. Which of the following is good example of batch processing? There are three types of processing systems available. One is called as online processing. Other one is called as real-time processing. Other one is called as batch processing. Whenever we use a certain particular system, particular scenario, that can perform your processing in either of the three methods. මොකක් system එකක් අපි ගන්නවා. හිතන්නකො අපි salary හදන system එක කියලා. There we use computers, fingerprint readers, card readers, printers, all together that's a full system. Finally we want to get the salary. තව ගත්තාම counter එක ගත්තාම sales counter EPOS to prepare the bill, that's also a system. Barcode reader, printer, that's it. The way they do the process, the way they prepare the results are in three of the categories. Very lazy. If the particular system is performing as if the system is processing as online processing system, if the system, whatever the system runs at the sales counter, system to prepare monthly salaries, systems running in ATM machines. So that's a full system. ATM machine. ATM machine processing. What is the processing in the ATM machine? What is the outcome of the ATM? Gives you money whenever we put the card and give the instruction. That's the whole processing in it. What is the processing in the EPOS sales counter? Whenever the barcode is scanned, it prints the price, name, and giving you the bill. What is the salary preparation system? Whenever the attendance is marked, it will prepare the salary. Okay, system maker. So that may be connected with multiple components. Way they process, way they do the action is in three types. Whatever the system is called as online, if we consider the system as online, this is the way we describe that. Online processing system is quick responding system. Responses are quicker. So that whenever you give the input, I just give the input, data, instructions, whatever the input. As soon as you give it, it will process them and giving you the output. simply no delay. Quick responding. Input එක දුන්නා, ඒ වෙලාවෙම output එක දුන්නා. හරිනේ. අපි දැන් ටේලර් ෂොප් එකකට ගිහලා ඇඳුමක් මහන්න දීපුවම කොහමද? ඔන්ලයින්ද නැද්ද? වෙදි කෑල්ලයි ගිහින් දීලා මං කියන මේ මගේ මෙෂර්මන්ට් එක මට කලිසම් මහලා දෙන්න. ඒ වෙලාවෙම මහලා දෙනවද? නෑනේ. සතියකින් එන්නකෝ කියලා කියන්නේ. සතියකින් ගිහම ඒත් නෑනේ බඩු. හරි. එහෙනම් it's not online. පියාණෙකට ගිහලා ෂර්ට් එකක් ගත්තොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? I just go there, select it and pick it up. Then that's somewhere like online. That's the situation, right? Whatever the system, you give the input and you get the output at the same time. The practical event, if you consider an ATM, is that online or not? Then තේරෙනවා. ATM processing system එක online ද නැද්ද? You just give the card, enter the pin, I want 5,000, confirm. Won't you get money at the same time or you have to wait for 2 days to get the money? At the same time, you get it. No need to wait for hours, no need to wait for minutes, I may get it. EPOS, the counter system, barcode is exposed. At the same time, the bill will be printed. No need to have a delay there. So they are called as online processing system. The system will get inputs, at the same time, the outputs are produced on an online system. ඊළඟට තව කේස් එකක් එනවා real time processing system. Real time processing systems are very quick in responding. Quick තමයි. This is going to be extremely quicker. Now in online systems, sometimes to produce the results, we may expect 2 seconds delay. Sometimes 1 second delay, maybe 5 seconds delay, but not 10 minutes delay. පොඩි delay එකක් expect කරන්න පුළුවන්, that's manageable. ATM, you put the card, give the pin, I need 5,000. Then as soon as you confirm it, will the money be there or you have to wait for few seconds? Display කෙනවනේ, please wait කියලා එකක් එනවනේ. You have to wait for a certain time, right? But not hours, a little more time to be wait. That's online. Real time කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? එහෙමත් නැහැ. When I confirm it, the money will be there. We all know that our modern vehicles, හරි. Now they have a facility called as auto braking. IT people අනේ දන්නවද? Auto braking system. Okay, වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? Somewhere here the sensor is there. අපි කියවකට proximity sensor එකක් කියලා. And this sensor is observing the front pathway. Whenever the sensor detects an obstacle, the internal system, internal compressor system will get that detail and sending signals to the braking system to apply brake. So whenever the sensor detects an obstacle, will there be 2-3 seconds delay to inform the braking system to apply brake, or at the same time braking will be applied? දැනගත්තා? පොඩි බුලත් එකක් එම කාලා කියලා ගහලා හැමද බ්‍රේක් එක ගහන්නේ? නැත්නම් ඒ ගාම සුරුස් කාලා බ්‍රේක් කල්ලනවද? It should be very quick නේ. ඒතර ATM එකයි මේකයි ගත්තාම don't you feel that this should not be having any delay? අන්න real time කියන්නේ. තවත් best example for real time is mosquito bite. හරිනේ? අනව දැනිච්ච ගමන් රිටර්න් එක හම්බ වෙනවනේ. No delay in milliseconds even, right? So then that's real time system. Online will have a certain delay, but not that much. Batch කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Delayed processing system එකක්. මේක හොඳට බුලත් එකක් කාලා කියලා ගහලා හා ගාලා මම බ්‍රේක් ගන්නවා. What is such systems in our ICT world? One main example is the payroll system. What is payroll system? Payroll means the salary preparation system of the employees. Hare. Say that today is the today is 2nd of the month. Right. Then this Monday will be 4th. Hare. Monday I am going to the work. I am going to the work and put my finger. I give my input. Why do I expose my finger in the working place? To confirm my attendance. But based on my attendance, I should get the payment. The expectation of employment is to get money, right? Get the salary. Fourth month ke පළවෙනි දවසේ මං ගිහලා ඇඟිල්ල ගහනවා. What is that? Expose my finger. හරි. Then they will mark the attendance and will you get money? Fingerprint ඇඟිල්ල ගහලා no නේ. So I give my input නේ system එකට input එක දෙනවා. But no processing is taken place. salary හදන්නෙත් නැහැ, output එක දෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. ඊළඟ දවසෙත් මං යනවා. ඊළඟ දවසෙත් යනවා. When will the processing be started? On 30th. And then I have to give my inputs along with 30 days. And on 30th only, the processing will be started. Is this quick responding or delayed responding? This is called as batch processing. Okay, තවත් කතන්දර තියෙනවා. So then based on the response delay, we are going to categorize them into 3 categories. ඔය ගැම්මට මොකේ උත්තරේ හොයලා ඉන්න බලන්න. නෝට් එක දෙන්නම්. Which of the following is a good example of batch processing? මොකද? Payroll system නේ. ඊට කලින් ඉන්න good ඒවා. And air traffic control system. මොකක්ද ඒක? Air traffic control system කියන්නේ batch the real the online. Air traffic කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? traffic අපි මේ traffic නම් දන්නවා. air traffic කියන්නේ උඩ traffic තියනවලු. එහෙම සීන් එකක් තියනවද? ඔව්. ඒ කොහොමද එන්නේ? මොනිකන් වෙලා යනවා කියන කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. air traffic set වෙන්නේ airport එකක් ළඟ. airport එකකින් මොකද කරන්නේ? plane බානවයි නගනවයි. When landing aeroplanes, it has to use a certain runway නේ. length track kilometers of long නේ. එතකොට දැන් ඔන්න airplane එකක් මෙතන කරගෙනවා උඩ. උඩ බාන්න ඕන. ඒ වෙලාවේ එක plane එකයි තියෙන්නේ නැත්නම් plane දෙක තුනක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද ළඟ? පුළුවන් නේ. දැන් මුටත් බාන්න ඕන මුටත් බාන්න ඕන. මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේක මෙහෙම බානවා මේක මෙහෙම බානවා. එහෙනම් ඔක තමයි air traffic කියලා කියන්නේ. Then what happens is there should be a communication between the ground station and the aeroplane. Then if this person contacts the ground station and reserve the track, automated system from the online system, they should reserve the track. Once the track is reserved, should that be updated to the main system at the same time or with 2-3 seconds delay? Delay එකක් තිබ්බොත් බලමු. හරි. එහෙනම් මෙතනින් plane එකෙන් press කරපු ගමන් the reservation should be applied. Why? With the next millisecond, sometimes the other aeroplane will try to reserve that thing. Then he should be shown that track is reserved. එහෙනම් air traffic control system මොකද්ද වෙන්න ඕන? Batch the online the real time. Real time. හරි. ඔන්න එතනම ඉරක් ගහලා යන air traffic control system පොඩි description එකක් දාගමු into the paper itself. To reserve the runway, air traffic control system, reserve the runway in an airport by the planes. Reserve the runway in an airport by the aeroplane. ඒක real time වෙන්න ඕන. ඊළඟට driving system in a driverless car. Driverless car. මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? Real time the batch the online. Driverless. That means no driver, automated driving car. එහෙනම් real time responses has to be there. ඊළඟ එක නා ICU, intensive care unit, patient monitoring and care unit. Real time. ඊළඟට nuclear plant control system. Nuclear plant still real time. They should react very quickly, having no delay at all. හරිනේ? Then payroll is the one falling under the batch processing category. පොඩි note එකකට යන්න ටක් ගාලා notebook එකේ. Processing system. මේ ටික ඉවර කරන්න බෑනේ අප්පා. හරි. processing systems will like ICT based systems ICT based systems are continuing ICT based systems are continuing in three different ICT based systems are continuing in three different processing systems according to the response time. Okay, part 1 online processing system. We write things behind that. Part A, online processing system. There we write quick responding systems. So that whenever the inputs are provided, the output will be produced at the same time. Output will be produced at the same time. But there will be a negligible delay. Within a site, milliseconds, 2,3 seconds, 2-3 seconds delay. Right. Example, ATM, EPOS, electronic point of sale. Then part B, real-time processing system, second one. Real-time processing systems. And that will like very quick in responding. Real-time processing systems, very quick in responding. First off, the outputs are produced. Having no delay. Outputs are produced having no delay with the inputs. Example, auto braking system of vehicles. For that point, we'll expand that with hyphen, right? As soon as the obstacle is detected, the brake applies. Another example, air traffic control system. Then batch processing system. Delayed responding system, which will take days, months, to produce the results from the inputs. Example, monthly salary preparation system. Example, monthly salary preparation system. This is payroll system. Again, payroll kilan. This is payroll system with hyphen. Say how it works. Payroll system with hyphen, right? Attendance are the inputs. Attendance are the inputs collected during the month. Collected during the month. And the salary preparation begins at the end of the month. At the end of the month. What example like a what about our electricity bill preparation system or telephone bill preparation system? During the whole month, we'll utilize the electricity, telephone, and they'll keep recording. And the processing begins at the end of the month. Next example, electricity bill, telephone bill. Next example, electricity bill, telephone bill preparation system. Then the question number 3. There are different storage components which vary in capacity and access speed. Consider that the shown diagram. Which of the then different storage consider in the diagram portrays capacity and access speed. And capacity reduces capacity and the access speed this is speed. Speed increases. What should be on top? Register cache likewise. Speed increases, capacity, the volume reduces. What is that? Register, L1 cache, L2 cache, main memory, hard disk. Isn't that the fourth one? Under the diagram questions questions access speed may diagram. Then the other question, consider the following paragraph. To run a program, the code copied from into the central processing unit. What is that? From where the program code be copied? From the secondary storage, right? So then A should be secondary storage into the primary storage or into the primary storage, and the program counter register a location where the first instruction of the program has been saved into the instruction, and the CPU implements a fetch decode cycle. What is that? Isn't that the fifth one? So then that is having the number 1, but not. Itu dia tagal කරලා විතර අවුරුද්දට ඉවරයි. පොඩි හරි නේ. කොහොම බලන්නකෝ. පොඩි වාක්‍ය දෙකයි තියෙන්නේ. Question number 2. Cloud computing allows us to obtain computing resources and capabilities and services. Cloud කියන්නේ කියන්නේ the 3 main types of cloud computing services are IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. From those 3 cloud computing service types, write down the suitable service type. Second to obtain environment for application deployment and execution of cloud server. Obtain environment of application deployment and execution from cloud service provider. IaaS na nevi. SaaS the PaaS the platform as a service ne. It talks about the PaaS, platform as a service. The second one, to obtain the hard disk space of data storage from cloud service provider. Storage na Infrastructure as a service, IaaS. To obtain the data file sharing office application and email service from the cloud service provider. They are softwares, different types of software and file, even email, then it's going to be software as a service. Then the next one, fill in the blanks in the following statements with suitable words from the list given below. Helps to ensure the confidentiality of data information. ඒක දන්නේ නැතලෝ. Yes, එතන උත්තරේ එන්නේ encryption. අපි ඒක කරේ නැහැ, ඒක network වලදී කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඊළඟ second one එක phishing. ඒකත් network වලදී එන්නේ. ඔකේ තුන්වෙනි කැලේ විතරයි අපිට තේරෙන්නේ. The illegal copying, distribution or use of software is known as illegal copying and distribution of software is known as software piracy. That's called as software piracy. And helps to protect our software. එහෙනම් copyrights නේ. Copyrights will help to protect the ownership. 2022 MCQs. Which of the following statements are correct? Firmware is a computer program that is usually embedded into a volatile memory of a computer. Is firmware set into a volatile memory or fixed memory? ROM එක නෙවෙයි volatile එක නෙවෙයි. එහෙනම් A is wrong. A is wrong. B, printer driver is an example of application software. Driver is a system software, utility software, which is not an application. Linux is an example of system software. That's fine. And now only C is the answer. C would be the answer. In question number 2, which of the following requires real-time processing? So I said that in the other explanation, you may follow that. So real-time means the system responds very quickly. Quick response. As soon as you give the input, output will produce. Now, generating a monthly electricity bill for customers. Real-time electricity bill now? No, the processing is taken place once in a month. So during the month, we collect data. And that's not going to be real time, that's going to be batch processing. Okay? Then A is not. Updating the bank account balance of a computer when she withdraw money from the ATM. When you withdraw money, update has to be done. This ATM, as soon as you withdraw money, the server should keep update. Should that be done immediately or not? Yes, otherwise, you can withdraw money from some other place. And that should be done very immediately, going to be a real-time execution. Then updating the stock balance in a stock upon the successful completion of each transaction. In the EPOS, whenever the item has been sold, the stock has to be updated immediately. And that's also a real-time processing, going to be fifth as the answer. Then the third one, which are the following lists a computer memory hierarchy in the descending order of access speed. Fastest access to slower. Today I have done a small lesson behind this online real-time and batch processing. You may cover that in the recording, right? It's there. Today morning I did it. During the early discussion we made it and we did it. You may place a note and everything. Clearly method mentioned. Then question number 3. Descending order of speed. Faster speed comes to register. Next fastest is L1 cache. And what is the answer? Fourth, not the third. Then the writing paper. The steps of fetch execute cycle are as follow. Then the is loaded with the memory address and of the relevant instructions of the program. What is loaded? Is the memory addresses of the relevant instruction of the program. What is that? That's going to be the program counter in the fetch decode cycle. So then first has to be the program counter. Yes, the fetch decode cycle. මේක කලින් syllabus එකේ තිබ්බ එකක්. But they have added that again. Program counter is loaded with the memory address of the relevant instruction of the program. Instruction is loaded in the instruct register. Fetch decode cycle එකේදී කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Fetch the instruction. Fetch the next instruction. Then we say that decoding. Then we say it as execute and go here. How does the CPU fetch the next instruction? Here, can you remember the registers available in the CPU? So we have registers called as what? Program counter, current instruction register, then EIR, PC, memory address register. Likewise, there are lots. What is the role of the program counter? Holding the address of next instruction. PC open note එකේදී කරා address of the next instruction. RAM එකේ it maintains the address what would be the next instruction. Now, fetching the next instruction is we may find the next instruction using the PC and load that into the CPU. ඒකයි ඔය කියන්නේ. හරි? Then first one I'll repeat it. The program counter is loaded with the memory address. Program count is loaded with the memory address of the relevant instruction of the program. That's the first thing. Right? Program counter has the address of the next. The instruction is loaded into the computer instruction register. Instruction present in the instruction register is decoded. Then we do the decoding. The control unit of the CPU passes the decoded instruction as a sequence of control signals relevant functional unit. Why is it? Do we have the answers given? Yes, the answers are given. File, then functional unit, memory page, program count. You know, the control unit of the CPU. Here we have the control unit, CPU. Control unit of the CPU passes the decoded instruction as a sequence of control signals to the relevant. The decoded instructions are passes to the, really it should be ALU, right? To do the execution, but that is not there. Instead, we have to go for the answer as functional unit. Again, ALU. You should be the functional unit of the CPU to do the function. Indirectly, it's going to be the ALU. It was say P is going to be the program counter. Then the program count is changed to the point of the next instruction. Step from 2 are repeated. ඔක තමයි fetch එකේ fetch decode cycle එකේ repetition එක. අපි කරා මතකද? මතක නැහැ නේද? කමක් නැහැ. මතක කරන්න දෙපා නේද? ඒකයි මම මේවා ගෙදරදී කරලා ඉන්නේ කියලා. මේවා කරද්දි ඔය තැන් කොහෙන්ද කියලා මතක නැහැ. ආයෙ පොත පෙරලන්න ඕන. When you turn the book, you may find that this is the place. ආයෙ මතක් වෙලා යනවා. දැන් කිව්වොත් මතක් නැහැ. මට දැන් ආයෙ උගන්නන්න බෑ. උගන්නන්න කිව්වොත් හැමදාම unit 1 2 ගණන් වන්නේ ඉන්නේ. කැමති නම් කරන්න. හරි. Then 2023 MCQs. Then which of the following statements is correct? Word processor and spreadsheet belong to the category of utility software. The application. A compile, this is a recent paper, right? 2023. Then a compile is an example of program translator. Then it is illegal to use proprietary software without obtaining license. Proprietary means licensed software. If I get it without the license, that's illegal, right? What is that called as? Software piracy. And that's true. And B and C is the answer. Fifth. Second one. Personal information of students and their exam marks are input to student information system. Marks of a subject ranging from 0 to 100 The student has to study collection of compulsory and optional subjects and sit for the relevant information. Which are the following suitable data validations in the above system? Can you remember that we did validations recently? Then what are the data they need to collect? The marks for the subject. On the marks owner, they have said that marks should be ranging from 0 to 100. You know, what is validation rule? Range check. And further they say that a student has to study collection of compulsory and optional subjects. You know, there are some subjects which are compulsory. What is compulsory data handling? Presence check, checking whether it's presenting. Then that goes with presence check. And sit for the relevant examination. Which of the following are suitable data validation? Presence check for marks of subjects taken and not taken by the student. Presence check for the marks of the subjects. For the marks, presence check the or range check the. Range check me, එක හරියන්නේ නැහැ. Range check to check whether the input exam marks within the range of 0 to 100. That's fair, ne? And B is correct. A data type check to ensure the input made for telephone number of the student contains only digits. Type check, telephone number, that's correct, ne? Only digits have to be there. That's it. And till B and C. Question number 3. Existing book management system in a school library is used with a computer, monitor, keyboard, and a mouse. The school management wants to minimize the time taken presently for book lending returning, which would be the most suitable for this purpose. What again? In a library, they are lending and returning books for the members. Existing book management system. Now, the available system with a computer, monitor, keyboard, and a mouse, school management wants to minimize the time taken. They want to reduce the delay at the counter. So, what sort of a technology should you introduce? Digitizer, just like drawing things. External hard disk, no need, that's too stony. Touch screen, then using a magnetic stripe card reader or barcode technology. This one is convenient. Barcode, quick exposing and doing the work efficiently. Fourth one, listed below are some phrases about the internal operations of 3 printers. Which of the following correctly match the dot matrix, inkjet, and laser? Then moving print head, spike, and ink ribbon. Where do we have ink ribbon? Dot matrix. Then toner arranged, then A is dot matrix. Toner attracting what is printed in cylinder, which is then transferred to the paper. Toner is used there. Laser. B goes for laser. And now C, nozzle spraying ink. Direct liquid ink is sprayed in dot matrix. What is the answer? First one is the answer. Question number 6. A program runs fastest when the data it requires are in the hard disk L1 cache. Among the set, L1 cache is the answer. Ne? Register is the fastest. Right. Then I have to go to the other questions. It's not here. I have to get the. Right. Then the writing question set in 2023. This is printed as 2022, but it should be 2023, right? A simple and high-level view of data life cycle contains 3 steps, right? Second and third steps in data life cycle. First step is creation of data. Next, data management or manipulation. data manipulation or data management. What is the next one? Removal of obsolete data, outdated data. Removal of obsolete data. And again, going back to the creation of data. We did that in our earlier lessons. Modern AI relies on large amount of data which are often managed with cloud-based storage solutions. In large volume of data handling cloud. You know cloud, right? Not local, remote system. Then modern AI relies on large amount of data which are often managed in cloud-based storage solution. Now in the cloud, we use storage, right? Now, we are here now. Through the internet, I am going to access the cloud storage. What is the cloud computing service model used here? If you access the cloud storage, what is the service model? Infrastructure as a service, IaaS. And the answer goes as, for part B, first one is going to be infrastructure as a service. Okay. Then part D, your friend thinks digital divide is a tool used for arithmetic division. Digital divide is a tool used in arithmetic division. Briefly explain to your friend what is digital divide is. Then talk කරලා හොඳට කියලා දෙන්න අපෝ digital divide කියන්නේ ඕක නෙවෙයි මෙන්න මේකයි කියලා. What is digital divide? Digital divide is the gap in between the ICT literated group and the illiterated group. That's all you have right? Is the gap in between the ICT literated group of people and illiterated group of people in a country or in a society. In a country or in a society. In that particular country or in a society, the difference between literated group as well as the illiterated group. Then the other things to be covered. So at the middle part, I'll share you the recording. Still, you can manage it, right? Only few hours to cover. Then all papers from 2011 to 2023, you can cover that. So again, I am telling you that this paper discussion is very important for the right. I know that some people didn't do this. සමාව කියලා එකක් තියෙනවනේ. මට සමාව දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඕගොල්ලන්ට කෙලවෙනවා exam එකේදී ඈ. ඒක හන්දා I am again requesting you try to do these questions again. Even people who did it. Now you have time නේ බදේ. Now you are still in the initial level of A levels. Sometimes some people have not started your schools even. එහෙනම් since you have much more time, try to work on them. මම කියන්නේත් ඒකයි මේ questions ටික ඉවර කරගන්න. මේ chapter එක complete කරලා අදාළ ඉවර කරන්න. ආයි පස්සේ බලන්න ඕනේ නැහැ එතකොට. හොඳට වැඩ කරන්න. ආයි තව පොඩි දෙයක් තමයි. Now if you perform better from your first chapter, if you are confident that I can do these questions on my own, that confidence will drive to a better results at the end. ඔක අපි දන්නවනේ. post කරන අය ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් අය නැද්ද? post කරද්දිත් කියන අර මොරාල් එක හෙන දෙයක් කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ. ඇත්තනේ. ටැලන්ට් එකට වැඩිය කික් එකක් එනවා නම් අපි ඇදගෙන යනවනේ. ඉතින් පුළුවන් නම් මේ මොරාල් එක ගන්න first two chapters වල දෙන්න. දැන් කරපු අයටයි නොකරපු අයට ඔක්කොම මම මේ කියන්නේ. කරපු අයටත් මේ question set එක ආයෙසරයක් කරන්න. උත්තර ටික දැන් අපි ගාව තියෙනවනේ. ආයෙ ටියුට් එක පෙරලා තනියම උත්තර ටික ලියන්න. හරි. ඕනනම් කියන්නේ මේක soft copy එක මම එවන්නම් questions ටික. මේ ආයෙ තනිකරම questions දිහා බලලා උත්තර ටික ගොඩනගා ගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ compare them with the answers we discussed here and come to the conclusions that I am confident on what we did now. So that confidence will take you to a better result at the end. First chapter එක ඉවර කරගෙන යන්න. ඊළඟ second chapter එක next week පටන් ගමු. ඒකත් ඔය වගේ කරගෙන ගිහිල්ලා past papers ටික කරලා එතනින් ඉවරයි. chapter 3 ඉවරයි, 4 ඉවරයි. ඔහොම යනකොට දන්නේම නැතුව complex ටිකත් ලස්සනට ඉවරලා ඉවරයි. Then it's up to you to continue. I am doing my part. හරි. ඒතර ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ past papers කියන වැඩ ගොඩක් තැන්වලදී වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට ටික ඔහේ කතා කරගෙන යනවා. ඔයගොල්ලොත් කැමති නැහැ past papers කරද්දී. අද නම් ඉතින් ලොකු අකමැත්තක් තිබෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි කරලා හිමාව නැහැ. තමයි පොත් ගෙනාවෙත් නැහැ. ගොඩක් අය කැමති නැහැ past papers කරන්න. එතකොට ඒකෙන් වෙන්නේ අර lesson එකේ ඕනම ටික මිස් වෙනවා. ඒකනේ question ඒකනේ අදාළ වෙන්නේ. හරි. ඒක නම් past papers හරි important. මම කියන්නේ ආයෙ සැරයක් කරලා confident වෙන්න. හරි. So shall we stop for the day?